All right, let's talk about something that's probably keeping a lot of you in the travel and wellness world up at night, moving to the cloud. I mean, the fear is totally real, right? How do you overhaul your entire system without your booking engine just going dark and customers disappearing? Well, we're going to break down a blueprint that promises something huge: zero downtime. Seriously.
So, let me ask you something straight up. Is your tech helping you grow, or is it just an anchor dragging you down? And be honest with yourself. When was the last time that system felt snappy and responsive, especially, during that crazy busy season?
See, here's the thing. Sticking with that old tech, it's not just a minor headache. It's what you could call the hospitality tech trap. And the hidden costs? Oh man, the cost of not upgrading is almost always way bigger than the investment it takes to actually move forward.
And I bet some of these pains sound familiar. Your system crashing right in the middle of the holiday rush, a mobile booking site that's so clunky and slow you know you're losing people. You're just pouring more and more money into keeping these old servers alive, and you can't even connect with the cool new wellness apps your guests are actually using. These aren't just annoyances, they are real, serious business risks.
So okay, what's the alternative? Well, that brings us to the cloud advantage. And look, this isn't just some tiny update. We're talking about a fundamental shift, one that hits your costs, your customers' experience, and your power to innovate all at once.
Let's talk money first, the bottom line. We're seeing businesses cut their IT infrastructure costs by up to 40%. A 40% reduction. Think about it. No more buying those super expensive physical servers, no more maintaining them. That's real cash right back in your pocket. And for your customers, how does a booking engine that loads 50% faster sound? I mean, in this day and age, every single second counts. That kind of speed, it translates directly into more bookings, period. And way fewer people getting frustrated and just clicking away.
Okay, but here's the real kicker. What if I told you that the process, the actual move, could be safer than doing nothing at all? It's true. By using the right strategy, and don't worry, we're going to get to it, you can slash the risks of the migration itself by a massive 75%.
Because at the end of the day, this isn't really about servers and software, is it? It's all about the guest experience. And check this out, this number is just incredible. Guests report a 40% higher satisfaction with services that are cloud-enabled. Now that is the real prize. We're talking happier guests who come back again and again.
Okay, I know this all sounds fantastic, but let's be real. We've got to talk about the elephant in the room, the fear. The thought of moving your entire operation, it's a lot. And you know what? Those anxieties are 100% valid.
It usually boils down to these four big worries. First, downtime. That's the scariest one, right? For some hotels, a single hour offline can mean a 50,000-pound loss. Yikes. Then you've got the complexity of moving years of sensitive guest data, and oh yeah, trying to get the old systems to talk to the new ones. And finally, getting your own team excited, or at least not resistant, to a whole new way of doing things.
So that brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? How do you get all those amazing benefits, the speed, the savings, the happy guests, without stepping into that chaotic, high-stakes nightmare of a transition you're imagining?
Well, the answer is a clear, proven strategy. We call it the Zero Downtime Blueprint. And what it does is it takes this potentially chaotic mess and turns it into a controlled, totally manageable project. Let's dive in and break it down.
So what exactly is phased cloud migration? It's actually a pretty simple idea. Instead of, flipping one giant, terrifying switch and just praying it all works, you move to the cloud in small, controlled chunks. This lets you test everything as you go, train your staff bit by bit, and, most importantly, keep your business up and running the entire time. No interruptions.
Now, the whole thing might take, say, 9 months, but you can really boil it down to 4 main stages. First, you assess and plan. Really figure out what you have and make a rock-solid plan. Then you migrate, but in stages, logical pieces, not the whole thing at once. As you go, you test and optimize. And only when you're sure everything is running perfectly do you make that final full cutover. And here's what that looks like on a more detailed, realistic roadmap. The first thing to notice, a full month is dedicated just to planning. That's how important it is. The real heavy lifting is spread out over months, which makes that final go-live moment feel less like a giant leap and more like a small, final step in a super controlled process.
So what's the actual secret sauce here? How do you really get to zero downtime? It's surprisingly simple, at least in concept. For a little while, you run both systems at the same time, your old one and your new one, running in parallel.
This is where a technique called blue-green deployment comes in. And honestly, it's the secret weapon that all the big tech companies use to avoid those nightmare outages. The idea is simple. You have two identical environments. Blue is your current live system. Green is the brand new cloud one. It's basically like having a full dress rehearsal running perfectly in the background while the main show goes on without a single hiccup.
And this is how you take all the risk out of the equation. You don't just switch over. Nope. You start by sending just a tiny slice of your users, say 5%, over to the new green system. You watch it like a hawk. Everything looks good? Okay. Maybe you bump it up to 25%, then 50%. And the whole time, your old blue system is just sitting there on standby, ready to take over in a split second if anything, and I mean anything, looks off. It's the ultimate safety net.
Of course, you do have to choose a platform. And really, the two big players here are AWS and Azure. A simple way to think about it is AWS is kind of the global leader with a massive toolbox specifically for travel tech. Azure is often the no-brainer choice if your business already runs on Microsoft stuff. Honestly, the right one for you really just depends on the tech you're using now and what you want to do down the road.
Okay, so after seeing all that, I hope the path forward feels a whole lot clearer and way less scary. This isn't about taking some wild leap of faith. It's a strategic business decision, and there's a proven roadmap to get you there safely.
And this right here, this is the whole story in a nutshell. You're looking at getting your money back on this investment in about 18 to 24 months. How? Through a potential 40% drop in IT costs and a 50% jump in booking speed, all while cutting your risk by 75%. I mean, the numbers really do speak for themselves. So let's end on this. This whole migration thing, it's not really just about swapping out old servers. The cloud is the foundation for everything that comes next. We're talking about AI recommendations, smart rooms, truly personalized guest experiences, all of it. So the real question isn't if you should move, it's what amazing things are you going to build once you get there?